Good morning to all of you. This is Dr. Samarth Rao. I am doing this video so that the Agnivesha Executive Committee can successfully come out with a Dhanvantri Jayanti souvenir every year. So for this year, this video I am doing because it's very cumbersome for a lot of committee executives to get together. So I am just doing this quick orientation so that it becomes a little easy for you to plan and bring out the souvenir, which is a very proud tradition in Agnivesha and is unbroken. Every year we have brought a souvenir. So to keep it continuing, this souvenir has a very important aspect to it because we put sponsorer ads in this souvenir. So as part of requesting a sponsorship amount for Dhanvantri Jayanti, we promise the sponsors that we put an ad in their souvenir. And this also goes to all our Vaidya members. They get a free copy of this. So it is kind of a take back to the fees that they pay for Dhanvantri Jayanti, where they also get a souvenir filled with articles. So there are a couple of things for the souvenir preparation. It is recommended that you start planning for the souvenir at least 3 months in advance, because you have to give time to all the Vaidyas contributing articles. You need to give them time so that they can sit and write Kannada articles and English articles. So please send a WhatsApp message out to the official Agnivesha group about the topics covered and encourage participants to write cases, to write articles in any language, preferably type it up and send it to the email inbox. There are some members who give a written article, in their handwritten article. So that has to be coordinated, taken to the DTP office and get it typed up. All this process requires a bit of dedication, planning and cooperation among the complete executive committee. They all work together to bring the souvenir out. In this souvenir, you can see there is an initial design. At the Rashtrotana Mudranalaya, Shivanna is the person who is dedicatedly doing all the designs for our souvenirs. He knows what has to happen. So the first thing is the president, the secretary, the vice president, the joint secretary and the editorial can all quickly have a catch up once with Shivanna. First have a talk with Nagendra, who is the in charge of Mudranalaya, and then catch up with Shivanna and give him a heads up to start the design work. What usually happens is, if we go too late to the Mudranalaya, they will be busy with a lot of other things and our work can get held up. The couple of important things in a souvenir are, the first is the artwork, then you have the write-ups of the editorial, the write-ups of the president and the secretary. So I would recommend that the president and the secretary start penning down what are the different things they have done this year or their own thoughts. So it's very important for the president and the secretary to start pinning down. Also, please inform the founder, Dr. Anantharaman sir, also to start writing an article for the souvenir. One important thing about the sponsors is that the sponsors need to be informed very early on about their participation to the event. Usually they will initially agree and then they will not come back. It is very important that you keep following up and you keep reminding them that if there is a high chance that you're going to sponsor, to please send your artwork. It is recommended for one person in the committee to be in charge of the sponsors and their artwork, coordinating. If the sponsor confirms their participation, it is important to include their artwork. It is not good if you include their artwork and they don't make a payment. The sponsorship form clearly states what size, what JPEG, what email to send their sponsorships logo. I would suggest that you do the Souvenir committee do a small WhatsApp group with list of sponsors, so that you start communicating with each other about the confirmed sponsors and start including their artwork. So these artworks, as soon as they come into the inbox, can be forwarded to Shivanna. So he in his spare time or in his allocated time will start working on putting all the artworks together into this souvenir. The most important portion of this souvenir is the various articles. So like I said previously, all doctors need to be given sufficient time. Please give them a early deadline, so that you get all the articles beforehand. There are always doctors who give in the last minute, so try to reject it and try to keep an earlier deadline and be very strict on the deadline that all articles have to be submitted by the time. So when the articles are done, you need to align the articles in order. First, there is a proofreading team that has to be done, a Kannada proofreader and a English proofreader. So these two proofreaders will proofread all the articles for grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes. I would suggest not to put on too many academics for reviewing the articles, because each doctor will write in their own style and we have to encourage them to write it. If we put very strict standards, we will not get very good articles from, not many articles from doctors, because doctors are practitioners, they are not academicians. So let them write it in their flavor, their thought, their pattern. So please encourage their writing. Once all the articles are collated, it is very important that you put a chronological order to the articles. You can do it, however, based on seniority of the practitioner or by the flow of the theme. So you can do it uniquely, like you can start off with Nidana, Purva Rupa, Samprab, Chikitsa can be done in the last. So you can bunch the articles depending on the editor's choice, how the editor wants to put it. So that can be done so that readers can read it very well. Sometimes there are spaces left after every article. See, in 2019 we came up with this. So we took out snippet slokas from different books and started putting it so that people can read something. So it's not just left blank. Then we have the contents that is in the last. So the contents is usually done when all the articles are done. That is pretty much done in the last, and Shivanna will tend to do it, or Shivanna's team member will tend to do it. Now, there is a standard format for our Rashtrutana head to write a write-up about the souvenir, which is usually mentioned in one of the pages. Then we have another page where we put all the current year flyers that we have included for this year can be put in a page. Also, we can see the person we are felicitating this year, their details also can be published. We did a poster competition for one of the years, and that poster and the school promotion, all these pictures. There is one very important portion of the souvenir is the photographs. First, there is a committee picture, so this has to be updated. It's very important that you can liaise with Shivanna early on so that committee members whose photos are not there with him, he can include it, and this page is done. Last year's Dhanvantri Jayanti photos will be put usually. Last year's Dhanvantri Jayanti by the previous committee, their pictures and their program will be published along with Charaka Jayanti of this year that was done, all the photographs to be put. It's very important to highlight the complete Agnivesha team photo, because this is the group photo and then you have the committee photo. So these are very important pictures that have to be included. Also, some of the key seminar photos also can be put in the current year souvenir. Usually the sponsorship, the major sponsor we put at the back page, that's as mentioned in the sponsorship form, and then we have another company that takes the behind page, and also there is a front corner page that a company takes, and then we have this Dhanvantri picture can be changed, the sloka and everything. So this is left to the editor and editor team and the committee, the president, secretary, they have a choice how to do it. Even we have the Ayurveda avatar, it's a tradition, we've been continuously putting this, and you can see the editor writing his article up, and then you have a highlight of the editorial team that have worked. Usually the committee gets on to the editorial as well, because there is a lot of work that overlap with each other. Some ideas that we use to encourage doctors to write articles is, we created a case study competition, or like a case study, 5-minute case study in one of the seminars in one of our Charaka Jayanti, and we got a lot of case studies. We gave them an opportunity to present on dais, and we also got an article. So also previously one of the teams also put the idea of requesting every speaker who have come to Agnivesha to submit an article for the souvenir. It doesn't strictly have to be that it has to be on the topic of the Dhanvantri Jayanti, but it can also be of their own choice, something related to Ayurveda. Please make sure every article has the doctor's name, their qualification and their address, if they give. If they don't give, you can decide whether to include or not based on your time. If you plan well, you can come out with an excellent souvenir, better than any other previous ones. Else you can just get another souvenir out because of the constraints of time. It is very important that the souvenir goes to print at least a week, 10 days before. So if the souvenir has to go for printing a week or 10 days before, it is very required that you run through the whole souvenir planning properly in advance, keep deadlines early on, and also you run the final draft with the executive committee meeting. So they will have a look, they will have a read, they will try to pull out any mistakes or anything, and there is scope and time for correction. With this video, I would just like to give the final notes. The souvenir is a very important aspect of Agnivesha Ayurveda Anusthana, because sponsorers come to sponsor, they also get their artwork to be put in the souvenir. It is a piece of work that many doctors feel proud when they see their articles published in this souvenir. We are doing an immense contribution to the doctor field of literature, and they are all private practitioner articles. So please plan ahead, put your resources ahead, and the whole executive committee team coming together can come out with this souvenir very well. Thank you.